You don't stop.
Never eat your pig cause your pig is a cop.
I got the rap patrol on the gat patrol. Ladies love me long time like Tupac Zone.
Like roll, like dough, like dro, nitro. And if you don't know, now you know. You know I got soul.
Up to the house in my 6'4".
Oh snap! Guess what I saw? Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window.
Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope. I jumped out the rock and said, what's up?
Designated driver, take the keys to my truck.
Pauline in my coat.
Get nice, split the blunt up.
Come on, everybody, let's get
Get the fuck up.
Man, what y'all wanna do?
What you wanna do?
What you going to do?
Baller.
B-ballers,
Shot
shot callers. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her.
I was like, good gracious, ass is bodacious.
And I approach baby like,
My name is...
last name ever, first name greatest. I've been spending hundreds since they had small faces.
See no by the layers, true fucking players. Race in the space means peace, see you later.
Funky fresh and yes, cold on my feet.
My life's like a soundtrack I wrote to the beat.
When the streets keep calling, heard it when I was asleep. T-O-M-P-T-O in my city, mobbing in the street.
This is my part, nobody else speaks.
Stop this shit.
for sister, brother, son.
Showstopper, clothes proper, head knocker, beat scholar.
Girl, I want a waller in the back of my
I know you ain't a pimp, but pimp, remember what I taught you.
Who am I? I'm the boss.
I still represent what's your house.
I go. Two shot Biggie Smalls. If we don't get them, they gon' get us all.
Hey, you know how we ball. Right in the shiny car. And no regard for the law. We dodge them like fuck them all.
Smoking, iPhone up, keeping lead up in my cup.
You leave no drink around me, but leave your drink gon' get drunk up.
Pumping hard like I wish you would.
You the superstar, boy. Why you still up in the hood?
We back.
Back on the scene, crispy and clean.
It was all a dream.
It wasn't even close to Halloween when the MCs came to live out the name.
Went solo on that ass, but it's still the same.
Okay, first things first, I'll eat your brain.
Eating whack rappers alive, shitting out chains.
West side, when we rock, come equipped with game.
Look, homie, I done came up and I ain't changed. Oh, yeah.
Hold up. I don't mean to hold you up, but I got something to say. Come on.
Give me the mic so I can take it away.
Player haters, get away, or my leg will spray.
Cause this type of shit, it happens every day.
And I will never stop.
Because I just can't quit.
Mayonnaise, color bears, I push miracle whip.
I gather round. I'm the new fool in town.
I'm the young Harlem nigga with the Goldie sound.
Down,
When I came to get down.
Get down, girl, go ahead, get down.
I get money, money I got.
Rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock.
Do the hard trick, talk, get off
I told you I'm just like a clock when I tick and I
So hit the beat, y'all, but you don't stop. One talk about y'all is hip hop.
Millennials are turning 40?
No.
He's not handling it well. I'm getting close to 30 and I'm not complaining.
You will.
Why? Because 30 is basically when the warranty runs out. It's like when the new iPhone comes out and the old one stops working. Except you can't buy the new model. You just keep screwing with the parts until it won't turn on anymore. That's depressing. Well, millennials and depression do go together like Tito's and toaster strudels. Those don't go together. Agree to disagree. So if all that's true, what happens when you turn 40, 50, 60? Does anyone remember if I took my Thursday pills already? It's Monday. Oh. Yeah. It's coming for us all. Did you take Lisa Marie Presley? No, but I did just take a BuzzFeed quiz that said I don't... if you didn't, then who did? Hey, so I might have done... Stop! Just stop! You've got a hit list longer than a Cheesecake Factory menu. That's long. You're done. Who's Robbie Knievel? Evil Knievel's son. Why? He died. Oops. Jesus. Do you think I'm a Carrie? Because this quiz says I am, but I always thought it was more of a Samantha. Or at least that's what we're down for.
I was at home with my son, and he said, Dad, I need $250. He's only 12 years old, so I freaked out. What's going on? Somebody trying to kill you? He said, no. Kevin Hart's coming to town, and I wanted to see his show. I said, well, how much are the tickets? He said, they're $125. I said, God damn, mine only $80. I said, well, why do you need $250 then? He goes, because I want to go with you, Dad, please. And there it is. So I took him to the show. And we sit right up front. The lights go down, and one opening act after another goes on. Then Kevin takes the stage. Crowd goes f***ing nuts. Thousands of people. I was furious. The longer the show went on, the madder I got. Because his show was f***ing outstanding. Get out the boat! It was maddening. These people were f***ing holding their stomachs. My son was slapping his knee. I'm like, oh, nigga, I do this too. Kevin says, good night. The crowd goes crazy. And then everyone starts walking to his door and the lights come on. And then my son is just standing there looking at an empty stage. People are pushing past me and nobody's recognizing me. I'm like, man, this place f***ing sucks. I said, come on, son, let's get out of here. And then my son looks back at me and he says, Dad, please, I have to meet him. I was like, oh my God. So I took him backstage. I've known Kevin for years, but can you believe I was scared to knock on his dressing room door? I almost said, I said, son, I haven't seen him for a long time, but and one of Kevin's goons opened the door. Hey, what's up, Dave Chappelle? What you doing, man? It's good to see you, brother. What you doing in this area? This is a terrible area. Yeah, actually, I live around here. Listen. Is Kevin here? My son just wanted to meet him real quick. Well, I don't know, because Kevin's about to eat dinner. Just think Kevin came around the corner to see who it was. What? Oh, shit. What's up, Dave? Come on back. I was just about to have dinner. I don't know if you guys ate, but you're welcome to join me if you like. And then my son pushed past me some cold shit. He goes, actually, Mr. Hart, we haven't eaten in several hours.
Bruh.
Man, Kevin took us into his back room. This guy had a f***ing spread. It was Tuesday night. This motherfucker was having Sunday dinner. With steaks, chops, corn with butter all over it. My son was eating all fast, embarrassed me. I was like, slow down, son. Then I looked over in the corner and there was a box. Custom-made jerseys for the local team. Each one was hand-stitched, and on the back they stitched on the K Hart. Kevin saw me staring at that box, and he went over and grabbed one of them jerseys, and he walked right to my son. He said, hey, little man, I want you to have this. And my son was like, thanks, Mr. Hart. This is when I got mad. He goes, if your father ever makes you mad, put that on. And he walked out. Oh, that was some cold shit. Then I realized, I looked up what Kevin made on Google. I couldn't believe that shit. Kevin is the first comedian that a Drake song could be about. Kevin could walk around his house and sing All Me, and the whole song would still be true. Got everything, I got everything. I cannot complain, I could die. I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. That never mind what I got. And his wife be like, Kevin, come to bed. Kevin, come to bed. Kevin, come to bed. He'd be like, ho, shut up. I got way too much. Ho, shut up. I got way too much. You know how much money you have to tell a girl to shut the f*** up? Kevin, come to bed. Got everything, I got everything. I cannot complain, I could lie. I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. That never mind what I got. Ho, shut up.
BetOnline remains your #1 source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from NFL playoffs to pro, college basketball, UFC, MMA, and more. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. With live betting options, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. BetOnline is truly the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite leagues and events. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use that promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts.
Tell them the noise make exception.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. You can make it round the world with the moves in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumors and spreading out. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power. The whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, say. We're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sign that you is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin Noise, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin Noise himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin Noise is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin Noise.
I can guarantee you tonight's show is not kid friendly. And I'm just letting you know in advance, so you can't say we didn't tell you. Do not bring your kids. Go somewhere quiet where you can hear the show, or kick them out the room. I know some of y'all watch it on your TVs. Kick them out the room so you can enjoy this for what it's about to be, because it's about to be popping. I'm just telling you right now. And I think in order to make this work, Albie and Mama Noise, we got to have white organists start it off, because we're gonna need some Jesus to start the show. So here we go. White organist, go ahead and give me something. Thank you. Now listen, church. A lot of fish out there tonight. We've been off for a few days. Some things that happened. I'm just saying, it's gonna be a crazy. But we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna be like controversial. We're gonna feel all that tonight. We're gonna have a good time. We promise you that. Mama Noise. Drunk on the strawberries. That's Albie. Trying to keep going. I'm over here representing Wild. Talkin NOIZ. Thank you right there. I'm just saying, it is crazy in these streets for Black Friday, y'all. Oh my goodness, this is a Black Friday that you might not forget. And this is crazy. What makes it even crazy is that what we advertise ain't even what we may or may not get to that story. We might get to it, we might not get to it. I don't know. But I'm just saying it's gonna be a good one tonight. But before I get to any of that, Mama Noise, how are you doing tonight? The first lady of the House of Noise. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well.
That's just because you've been and got your hair did all up. And you're feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your look. Got your Pimp C shirt on, so you're feeling kind of like it. I'm just saying, Mama Noise.
The UGK. And
do you have a pocket full of stones with you?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm not sure you're supposed to confess that on air anyway. So
no. Yeah, that would be incriminating. But these strawberries.
Oh Lord, Mama Noise about to be lit up like a Christmas tree. I'll be. This gonna be uncorked wine before uncorked wine tomorrow.
Are delicious.
And speaking of uncorked wine tomorrow, we coming back with another old school black ass virtual game night. So we had a wonderful time. Why are you laughing, Mama Noise? That's what we.
Because of the way you say it.
You was there for production. You've been hearing me say it for 2 days.
The way you pronounce it, just because you wrote it on paper doesn't mean it. You get to hear
the flyer.
You don't get to hear how it sounds until you say regular old black.
Well, I said regular. I said another old school black.
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean,
you know how you say that when you're a country old black man. The old school black ass version. You got to put that emphasis on there. So we're gonna have a good time tomorrow with Mama No. We had a good time last week. I had a ball last week with the game of lies. That was cool. Albie took the throne on that one. Albie is quickly becoming the master of game night for real. Let's just keep it a gangster. So you got to bring your A game when you play against him. So we're gonna have another good time. We hope y'all join in on tomorrow night for that. Now, full disclosure, my New York Giants are playing tomorrow night. So my loyalties will be split. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't lie to the noisemakers. My loyalties will be split tomorrow night. I'll be fully engaged in the show, but I also have one eye on the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, because that's just how it is. This is my squad. We ain't been there in 6 years, so I'm excited. My boys are playing. I'm excited. So anyway, I digress. Albie, how are you doing tonight, my brother?
WTFO.
WTFO? Warn the out. I got it. See, me and you, we be on that what is the game that we be playing? What's the game, Mama Noy? What's the name of it? With the cards.
It's right over.
Yeah, well, we know that's how we speak that language.
You get the first letter of every word in the phrase, Mama Noise.
Yeah, what is it called?
Because I'm WTFO, I'm not gonna get up and walk around.
Don't get it right. Don't get it. As I said, I'm well too. By the way, I watched a pretty cool anime called The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. It's pretty 3 fires. Okay, all right, oh, she's talking to Dion.
Yes.
Talking. Her and Dion be having a little conversation. Conversation with Dion.
No, it was merely just conversation about what she's watched.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is Dion will make a fine son-in-law. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
Mr. Noise.
That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to listen. Dion's a good young man. He's going places. He's getting his degree. He's a solid human being.
Culture tag.
And he loved the Lord.
That's the name of the thing. And he loved Jesus.
There you
go. And he's learning to play the guitar.
And he has a guitar. So there's that. So there you go.
Al is really with this guitar.
I'm just saying he got a guitar. He does have a guitar.
Y'all thought I forgot?
I ain't forget, Al. I didn't forget, bro. I got some wonderful news to pass on to the noisemakers. Noise is home resting right now. He's doing better. We will have more as the story unfolds, but he is home resting as we speak, and we're happy about that. So shout out to Noise. We miss you, brother.
Yes.
Can't wait to have you in one of these boxes on the screen. You feel me? So there's that. All right. Man, we got so much to talk about tonight. I don't even know where to start. I think I should start with the political stuff first. Because the political stuff, Zari, don't apologize for me. I'm trying to hook you up. I think I should start with the political stuff first. We have not reported this story yet because every day it changes. And I'm telling you, there is no greater liar on the planet right now than the greatest liar. He is going down in history right now as the greatest liar of all time.
Greatest liar.
My main man, my homie, the boy, you know him, you love him, George Santos, out here in these streets, just lining up.
Who was the Wahite man that said, "I cannot tell a lie"?
Oh,
George Washington.
That was George Washington.
Chop down my father's cherry tree or whatever.
Yeah, George Washington. Let me tell y'all something.
Why couldn't he take after that George?
No, man. George Santos said George Washington ain't got shit on me. Listen, George Santos out here putting up legendary numbers in the lie department. Like, he really doing the thing. Listen, let me tell you something. I hate a liar. Let me start by saying that. I hate a liar. But my juxtaposition is I appreciate a liar that commits to the lie. Like, if you gonna lie, stick with that shit. Ride that shit off the rails. Like, you got to play with that thing until the wheels come completely off and you ain't got no spare, no jack. You on the side of the road, freezing your ass off. It's bad. That's how you got to stick with the lie. Martin said it this way: keep the lie alive. Let's go. Keep the lie alive. So I'm just saying, George Santos has committed to the lie, and all the way to one of the highest officers in the land. This nigga is literally sitting in Congress right now because of his commitment to the lie. So we thought we would give you guys the opportunity to hear, in case you are not understanding or you've been under a rock, you don't understand the depth of this man's lies. We're going to give you the top 12 lies that George Santos has already told. Here we go. Number 11. This nigga lied and said his mama died as a result of 9/11. She said her office was in the South Tower, adding that she passed away a few years later in her battle to cancer. But then on 12/21, he wrote on Twitter, 9/11 claimed my mother's life.
Well, she didn't die. she survived the attack on 9/11. He said she was in the South Tower, but because of the events of 9/11, either way, it was a lie. She wasn't in the South Tower.
Okay, on July 12, 2021, he wrote on Twitter, 9/11 claimed my mother's life.
The events of 9/11, not 9/11 itself.
Hey, is that how he tried to clean it up?
Yeah.
It wasn't 9/11 per se. It was she had got cancer from the 9/11, and then by which.
But here's the thing. I wonder if he got any of that money that they were offering for victims of 9/11.
I'm sure he had.
But he, like I said, he claimed that she was in the South Tower on 9/11.
What he said?
It later was proven that she wasn't even in the country.
Right. The lie detector test to tell that was a lie. She was in Brazil. Gonna be hard to be in the South Tower when you're in Brazil. So there you go. Then the next lie, number 10, 11. I'm sorry, I said number 12, number 11. This is number 11. One of the first lies he said was that he had graduated from Baruch College. Maybe it is only 11. I think I might have said 12, but
there's a whole bunch. So
there's really more than that. But these are the top 11.
Let me know when you run out.
Okay, these are the 11 that I found. Okay. He said he graduated from Baruch College with a degree in economics and finance in 2010. When the fact reportedly told, and he said he was on the volleyball team on scholarship, and he was part of the team that slayed Yale and Harvard. He said he could have played basketball, but went to volleyball because it was easier. How about that? And the reality is, Baruch men's volleyball never played Yale during the period Santos claimed to have attended the school there. Well, I'm not sure he even played on the team. Did he even play on the team?
Not only does he not have a degree from Baruch,
he doesn't have this right. But I forgot to mention that, Al.
Well, no. I'm saying they don't even show record of him attending.
Oh, so he never even attended Baruch.
No. Representatives for Baruch and New York University, where he also said he obtained his degree, tell NBC New York that they have no record of his attendance. No record.
Oh, George. But he went on radio and told his lie.
Oh.
Like he went a full-on radio interview in 2020, said, I'm out here in these streets, volleyball expert, doing the damn thing. All right. Then he came back and was part of that Ponzi scheme. He said he went to Santos' employment history, which did not actually see him working at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, included time at the financial firm called Harbor City, which the Securities and Exchange Commission accused of running, wait for it, a Ponzi scheme, and was later shut down. Now, according to CNN, he insisted to prospective investors that it was 100% legitimate, despite having reportedly been told the firm had been accused of circulating fraudulent documents.
Man.
Both Citigroup and Goldman Sachs representatives have no record.
No record.
Ever being employed. But there's more to that.
Oh, continue, please.
Well, I don't know if that's in your top 12.
I don't know if it is either, but go ahead and continue, and it will. If I see it, I'll double that.
You remember the LBGTQ nightclub that was shot up?
Yeah.
Yes.
He claimed that 22 of his employees lost their lives in that event.
Wow.
And Citigroup and Goldman Sachs says that's not true.
Well, let's take a moment of silence for those people who lost their lives and were employees.
Post nightclub.
Yeah, let's take a moment of silence for George Santos' employees that lost their lives in that horrific shooting. Okay, so now let's go to the next thing. Mama, no, you don't need a moment of silence for people that never existed. Let's move on. They say he allegedly stole scarves. Ex-roommate of Santos, which knows him by the name of Anthony DeVolder, the middle name he was going by as recently as 2019, have said he stole numerous items from them, including a Burberry scarf that he then wore to Stop the Steal rally, where he claimed his unsuccessful 2020 bid for office had been stolen from him, just as the 2020 presidential election had been stolen from Donald Trump. So I want y'all to hear what I just said. He wore a stolen scarf to a Stop the Steal rally. I know what you're thinking. Where's the little girl when we need her?
What the hell?
I'm just trying to understand too, little girl. Little white girl. You shouldn't have to grow up in a world like this where a man's just blatantly lying.
What the hell?
You right, little white girl. You right.
Little white girl.
He was relatively a nobody, uneducated. I'm not going to say he was dumb. He was just, he didn't have any any education from a higher learning institution. Zero. There's
at
no
all
of them ever receiving any higher education from an institution of higher learning. So
it appears that his single greatest asset as a human being is his ability to lie. Like that is his number one skill set.
But I was going to pin right there that he became relevant January the 6th. He spoke at the Trump rally, the Stop the Steal rally, on January the 6th.
Well, that's because they stole his job, much like they stole Trump's job. So he got to throw his scarf around his neck and go down there and represent himself. Let's see. Mugged on the way to delivering his rent check. Santos has claimed in a sworn statement that he was mugged while attempting to deliver a check for back rent owed to his Queens landlord. Shockingly, there is no record of this happening. So that's got to be perjury, right? Because that's a sworn testimony. Doesn't that have to be perjury? We got to look into that one. And let's see. Finally, on my end anyway, because I'm sure Al has more. Oh, no, that's not fine. I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down far enough. Let's see. Apparently, there were a lot of $199.99 charges that the Federal Election Commission saw. So they said absolutely nothing shady about the fact that Santos' campaign spent exactly $199.99 on 37 different campaign expenditures filed with the Federal Election Commission, which incidentally exactly 1 cent below the dollar threshold above which the Federal Election Commission requires campaigns to keep receipts. Not shady at all, right?
To the tune of $50,000 at one specific restaurant.
Al, now I'm not going to let you do that, okay? It wasn't $50,000. It was $25,000, $640. $25,640.26. So slightly under that, Al.
No, I read somewhere it was originally reported 50,000. But
well, listen.
Nevertheless,
the bottom line is the niggas lying.
Like
He's just
fraud.
Little bit of campaign fraud. And it was always $199 increments. Let's see. At least 7 occasions owned by the brother of a guy who pleaded guilty to human smuggling after per slate the Coast Guard intercepted a yacht that he was selling from the Bahamas to Florida. Customs and Border Patrol found 14 undocumented Chinese immigrants aboard the boat, a Bahamian national, and $200,000 in cash socked away in the vessel's walls. The guy that was on the boat's name was Rocco, and he donated $500 to Santos' campaign, a contribution the Daily Beast reported was almost certainly illegal. This guy here, man. And we can keep going. There's more. There's bilking a homeless veteran out of his money raised to save his dying dog. I heard about this one. Did y'all hear about this one? This is now Mama Noise. Of all the things this guy's done, and he's done a lot of shady shit, this might be the shadiest of all. Tuesday, Patch reported that in 2016, George Santos, then going by the Volder, which is that pseudonym he has, connected with a homeless veteran whose service dog had developed a life-threatening tumor and needed a surgery that cost $3,000. According to the vet, the Volder or Santos set up a GoFundMe for the dog and appealing to donors wrote, "Dear all, when a veteran reaches out to ask for help, how can you say no?" The necessary funds were raised, and then Santos allegedly disappeared with the money, and the dog died in January of 2017.
Oh my gosh. That's awful.
I mean,
it was a service dog
from a homeless veteran.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of those two white women that raised a bunch of money for a homeless man and GoFundMe, and then it grew and grew, and it just got to this unbelievable high number. And next thing you know, they didn't give it to him. They kept it, and I just don't understand people go.
This dude here, man, he is off the chain. And I mean, there's more. There's the Kevin McCarthy impersonation, and I'm sure there's more that I don't even have.
He claimed that his grandparents escaped the Holocaust on not one but two separate occasions. Initially, he said they escaped from Ukraine and went to Belgium, and then they left Belgium and went somewhere else. So
wow.
Come to find out, that's not true. He stated that he was an American Jew. He later retracted that statement and said that he was Jew -ISH, like kind of Jew.
Oh my gosh.
In all actuality, he is a practicing Catholic.
Oh my God.
And where's the Jewish community in their outrage?
Right, where's their outrage?
Because they come for anybody else that think that they gonna.
I need them to have that same Kyrie like energy they had before.
I mean that part. Where y'all at? It's hello. Crickets.
This dude is off the chain, man. I have never seen a man so gifted in the area of lying. Like, he is really quite something. And the lie, I mean, it appears that every time he opens his mouth, a lie is certain to follow.
Where is the smoke? How is he able to continue on this behavior?
That's where the controversy lies, Mama Noise, because Congress wants his ass out. They want him out.
No, they don't.
Well,
he was appointed to two committees.
Well, there are some people in Congress. I'm sure the Democrats want him out.
There are Republicans and Democrats that do want him out.
They want him out.
I'll concede that.
Yeah, but the challenge is that to put him out is a concession that the Republicans certainly don't want to make.
But
because how did this dude not get vetted?
They could censor him and pending investigation that they could do, blocking him from being on any committees. They had that option, but they chose not to.
Is this the same type of censoring they did to what's her name, Marjorie Green?
Well, that's been lifted.
But that's been lifted now.
She's now on. Actually, she's on a substantial committee now.
Yeah.
So it's like going to timeout.
Yeah, and they gave her some act right juice, and now she's back to being lovable, sweet Marjorie. I guess everything is copacetic.
Okay.
So, but this guy is unbelievable. These lies just keep on coming. Shout out to George Santos, because brother, your shit is legendary. Oh, it's legendary. Listen, again, I can't stand a liar. I think he needs to be locked up and put in prison for quite some time, But damn it, I am on board with this commitment. Like, my God, man, this is Oscar-worthy lying, Mama Noise. This is Oscar-worthy lying.
I think somebody came forward and said he was a drag queen, female impersonator, whatever.
I saw that one, which he vehemently
he initially declined that, but he's since, I think, backtracked on his denial of that as well. So
because he needed money in college. Oh, wait a minute. He did need money in college for the fake college that he went to. This is, it's really unbelievable. George Santos' story is going to make a fine Lifetime movie next year. Because, it is really unbelievable. The level of lying that he has attained to. This is like, he's in the Lying Hall of Fame. He is in the Lying Hall of Fame, right next to Nixon and Nixon was a notorious Bill
Clinton. You can't live with
Bill Clinton.
I did not
have sex with that woman.
I did not inhale.
Oh my goodness, just legendary lying, y'all. It's fantastic. So shout out to George. I just had to give George his shine today. Because he earned it. He earned it, bro. He earned it. Okay, so that's one of the stories that's going on in society today. I'm trying to think, is there another story that is trending today in the world? I'm trying to remember because my mind
does it include
slips, I'll be oh, that's right. This one.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. I had it all set up perfectly.
Let's get rid of that hair. It's too hot for that hair. We're not in the winter.
Oh,
okay.
You know why I picked this one?
Oh, Lord. What is it?
I can't say it.
You got to.
It says take a shower. If you like golden showers, I do.
Golden showers? Meaning when the guy pees on you? Mm-hmm. Pee on you everywhere? You like it?
I just like it.
You do? Freak of the week, huh? So you say take a shot. You say take a shot. Oh,
yeah, I take a shot.
You like go to shower?
I do.
But like peeing on you?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just do
I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, one more thing. I need something a
Wait
little.
a minute. Hold on. I gotta pause here. There's more, but I gotta pause here. Because shout out to Trina, who could not understand what she just heard. And then heard it again, was like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Because by the way, for those who don't know, that's Young Miami, aka Carisha. That's her show, Carisha Please, on Revolt TV. She was interviewing her godmother, that is her real godmother, Trina.
Oh no.
So they were having this dialogue. The whole interview was about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I took the hit for y'all. If y'all don't want to go see the whole hour and 45 minutes, you're welcome. However, the shit got real on the second half. It was a really good interview for the first hour and maybe 15 minutes. Like, it was just real. You learned a lot. It was tame. It was like informational. You learned a lot about the business and relationships and all those things. Then it just went left. Like, it just went off of the rails. And this was the climax of all of it when she said it. And I stopped the video because I got to give Trina the props because it's almost like she said it twice so that Young Miami could back out of this thing. She was like, wait a minute, I want to make sure you understand what you just said on TV in front of the world because I know you're inebriated right now. You took several shots. You like golden shower, which means you willingly let a man piss all over you. That's what you're saying. To which she said, I do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a golden shower.
Oh, let me get back to the. I'm sorry. Let me get back to the interview. Here we go. Lord, that makes okay.
I've never had too hot for that.
You're the guy with the gun, the person who would do anything to protect the ones you love.
We've given a commercial to somebody. There you go. Okay, here we go.
The hair. We're not in the winter.
Oh,
okay.
You know why I picked this one?
Oh, Lord. What is it?
I can't say it.
You got to.
It says take a shower. If you like golden showers, I do.
Golden showers? Meaning when the guy pees on you? Mm-hmm. Pee on you everywhere? You like it?
I just like it.
You do? Freak of the week, huh? So you say take a shot. You not take. You say take a shot. Oh, we need
Yeah,
a shot.
I take a shot.
You like go to shower?
I do.
But
It's
like
just-
peeing on you.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just
Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, one more thing. I need something. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a golden shower.
I did.
Did you? I've never had a golden shower. Like I've given one. Oh, is that the same thing as
Ooh.
squirting or?
Yeah, they say that. I don't know, but I don't had to go to shower and I like.
I give them golden shower, huh? But I've never experienced that.
But wait, it gets
I'm all about
worse.
trying new things though. Golden shower.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you drunk and you just
And they just peeing all over your body.
you just like, you know pee in your butt. Yeah, I don't know.
And then y'all still have sex after?
it depends. Like you can pee on me in the shower. You can pee on me like once you come. Like it just depends. It just depends on how the night
Shit, I
flows.
gotta try this out. Golden shower. We're gonna take one more. Cause that goes.
Okay, so let me be very clear, right off the top, that I think I can safely speak for the entire, not just show, but the entire Noise Media Company and family.
Hell no, can't do that.
That is some bullshit right there. Ma'am, no.
Wow.
That dispels the old saying, better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Well, listen, cuz it ain't what we own, it's what was on. It's the thing that's trending today, but it brings up, you know what? It brings up a very interesting topic because after this debut last night, obviously she was trending today, and her boo, Puff Daddy, or P Diddy as he's now being referred to, P-E-E Diddy, and they said, damn, y'all on some wild shit, right? So that made me think, what are you with her for? Are you with her because you can? Because to me, I can't think of anything. Now, this is me. If you're into kink sex, that's your thing, whatever. My personal opinion, maybe the reason why he's not calling you his girlfriend is because you're letting him pee in your face. Like, it's hard to say, hey, this is my wife, and by the way, I pee on her.
That's under the assumption that the relationship's on his terms, because it could very well be on her terms.
It is, well, and that is also true, Al. But that's why I wanted to bring the discussion to the wonderful noisemakers, because this is where we have amazing discussions like this. Listen, the salaciousness of what that is and what you feel about it, if you into that, that's your thing, that's your thing. But I do want to widen it out and say, is it disrespectful to a woman or a man, if you or your spouse, period, whatever, your mate, your spouse, your boo thing, whatever, to urinate on them during sex? I know people are going to say, well, what about squirt? What about squirt? From what I have been told, and I don't know, squirting is a different thing. So if it is, then okay. But this is not what she's talking about. She's saying, because squirting is a female thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a male thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying a man stood over her body and purposely, or in a shower, as she said in the video. And so I'm asking that question. Is that disrespectful? Or is it, if you and your mate agree to it, then that's what y'all do?
I mean, she said shower, but then she also was like, before she clarified and said shower, she was like, you know, I like it and all over me and all this other stuff. But it was kind of like, okay. And then when she went ahead and said, okay, I like it, and then in the shower trying to clarify, because I'm sitting there saying, so you got somebody peeing all over your sheets, peeing all over your house, or wherever it is that you know, wherever this pops off at. and that's something that you enjoy. But I have always told couples that when ladies have come to me and asked me about marital advice, I have always told them whatever it is that you both agree to. If that's something that he's into, but I also said this is something that needs to be clarified from the giddy up before y'all even get married. Because if this is, all of a sudden you get married and then your husband turns the corner and says he wants all this stuff that you going, now wait a minute, this makes me totally uncomfortable.
Well, but here's the thing though, Mama Noise. Some things you grow into in a marriage. Like some people, when they first get married, they're not into oral. And then as the marriage goes on, they be like, you know what?
But see, at least when you're having the conversation before, you're saying what you're open to. What you say, okay, maybe a possibility.
But I'm saying, okay, but you missed what I'm saying. I'm saying in the beginning, you may not be open to it, but as you grow and develop and learn and understand more, maybe you become a little more palatable towards certain things. And so listen, again, that's y'all room, that's y'all marriage, that's y'all situation, y'all dating situation, whatever. But I am asking the question to you and Al, is it difficult to respect someone? Like, are we maybe listen, I fully admit I'm probably way too old for the golden shower discussion. Probably. Because to me, that's some nasty shit. Like that's just my opinion. I just ew on so many levels. However, we are trying to, or at least I am personally, but I think I can speak for the two of you, trying to be a little more understanding into the psychological processing of individuals that don't think like us. So in my doing that and trying to give her some understanding, I mean, that's what she's into. So, you know what I mean? It sounds wild to me, to Lloyd, but that's what she's into. I just don't know if I can get on board with that. That just, Mama Noise, I'm gonna tell you definitively, I don't want that. That is not me.
I don't want that.
No, I'm not looking for that experience at all.
Oh my gosh.
So, I don't know. Al, what's your thought? Do you feel it as disrespectful, or how do you view it?
It's I don't think it's anywhere near disrespectful.
Okay.
It's whatever they're willing to accept in their relationship. So it's not disrespectful unless she said, "Don't pee on me," and then he turned around and pissed on her. That's disrespectful. But if that's sounds like she's into it, nah, it's not disrespectful.
It's wild to think though that someone would be into it. In my opinion,
I'm sure there's worse stuff than they're out there.
I'm sure. Now listen, that's for sure.
Out there,
that's for sure. Mama Noise, your thoughts. I'm curious to know your thoughts in this subject.
There are people that want not just to urinate on somebody, but to defecate on somebody as well in a part of that kink category. So as much as we are horrified at the fact that somebody would something like that.
So let me ask this question. What is too far? Is there a line? Is there a too far line?
No.
Okay, let me be more specific. Is there a too far line for you?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm not going to stray very far from tradition. That's me. So yes, there is.
For me, it is a line. Like I got boundaries. And if that makes me a sexual prude, then so be it. But I got like there is no amount of drunkenness that I will ever be comfortable with to say, why don't you do that number 2 on my face? No, we would never be doing that.
I tell you, somewhere in the hallowed halls of San Quentin, R. Kelly's ears perked up.
He was like, see, that's all I was trying to say. That's all I was. He was like, this is all I was trying to accomplish. Like,
damn, I can't wait till I get out.
He's probably like, I told you, now it's become popular.
Well, that brings up another question. Do y'all think there's going to be a resurgence of sorts? Because Young Miami is wildly popular.
She's wildly popular,
She's
and
one
that
half of the City Girls, and
will
she's wildly
cause people that are experimental, if you will, to say, I wonder if this is all it's cracked up to be. Let me see.
Oh, man,
Young Miami is not an anomaly. I'm sure there are millions of people into this type thing. It's just become way too comfortable to speak of your personal habits, and so now it's okay to talk about it. So to kind of answer your question, there's going to be more conversation about it. You're going to hear more about it.
Oh yeah.
But I would say millions have been doing it forever. There's probably a Facebook group somewhere already before Young Miami.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Mom Noise. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, the part that boggles my mind is I have a friend that's she's a pastor's wife, and all she does is talk all things sex. That she's a sex therapist, and I I really grieve in my heart of hearts for some believers, because these are conversations that that need to be had. We've counseled many people that have been like, okay, well, I don't think I should have to do this and that, and it's like, okay, but that the person you talking about you want to spend your forever with is somebody who's all over the place sexually. And so is that something that you can be on board with, or is that something that you have to sacrifice, or
and that's a great question, Mama Noise, and that brings me to another part of the conversation. And again, if you got some time to kill, like if you just clean up the house tomorrow and you just want something to play in the back, well, not in the background because your kids might be listening. You might want to put your earbuds in or your AirPods or whatever. But if you want to just listen to the conversation, it really is an interesting conversation. Another part of the conversation that is trending today is the conversation, or the part of the conversation. I won't play that part, but Trina was asked by Young Miami, was she into sex toys? And Trina said, now that's something I am not into. And she said because her reasoning was that men are no competition for sex toys. Sex toys are going to give you a pleasure that a man cannot give you, and that when you use them with a certain level of consistency and frequency, you will become desensitized to the experience of a man. And I thought, wow, that's an interesting. I've heard that, but I'm curious to know what people think. What up, Ron?
Oh gosh, just in time.
I'm really curious to know what people think about that. So, I saw a lot of radio shows today that were talking about it and having conversation about it, and it was I would say the audiences and the people that were calling in the radio shows was somewhat split. There were some women like, I can't live without my Rose or my Tracy's dog, which I didn't even know that was a thing, but they were like, I can't live without that. I can't live without it. I guess there's a company called Tracy's Dog. I heard Deion Cole talking about it in his last stand-up, and it was and women swear by it. It's like the greatest thing ever.
Okay.
And so it's a fascinating conversation because people, or not people, but women. Ron said, "Where's the video?" I'll send you the link, Ron. I'll send you the link. So it's a fascinating conversation because I think society, to Al's point, society has shifted dramatically to where now it is not taboo to have public conversations about this, and maybe that's a good thing, because if all of this has always been done in the shadows.
And then you end up with a bunch of sexually frustrated people.
not just sexually frustrated Mama Noise, but also sexually ostracized and shamed people. Like they are made to feel, they have traditionally been made to feel dirty and sinful and this, that, and the other. And you know, but depending on what your belief system, you still may walk away with that perspective. I don't know. But I think society is now starting to kind of be like, well, what do you expect these women to do? Or what do you expect these men to do? They lonely, they single, they ain't got nobody. It don't look like nobody's coming down the pipe no time soon. That dude might want the Gok 3000. He might want that. So,
oh my gosh,
you know, I'm just saying. So I don't know how y'all feel about it, but y'all tell me what you think. I'm curious. Do you think the conversation is appropriate or inappropriate? I'm curious to know what you guys think.
I think it's highly inappropriate. The conversation with the two individuals is not inappropriate.
Private.
I see no reason to flaunt your sexual preferences, sexual habits, your sexual likes. That doesn't need to be discussed with public. That just needs to be discussed with the significant person with whom you're in a relationship with. So the fact that Trina and Young Miami are on this platform, I think is inappropriate.
Really?
But I think, you know, as far as wanting to have that conversation with the person, like even if Trina and Young Miami were exclusively sitting on her sofa and there were no cameras and no recorders, I think that's inappropriate. What you and your man do or you and your woman do should be between y'all, and it should stay between y'all. People get in your relationship. Now somebody else knows your man's likes. Somebody else knows your woman's likes.
That's a good point.
So I think, you know, your desires, your what gets your motor going, what revs you up is between you and your significant other.
Mama Rose, what do you think about that? Because you mentioned that church women don't have no place to take their love for the rose too. So
what? I did not say
those that may love the rose. They may first. Well, they may favor the Tracy's dog. I don't know.
I'm saying that from being one who has been a speaker for a women's conference in this area.
You like reminding people that you've done that, right?
Well, I'm saying I'm not a rookie. I'm familiar with this area.
Okay.
Is that I'm saying that there are a lot of women that just are like in a place where they don't know where to go, because I put myself in that category back when we first got married, thinking I'm supposed to listen to Mahalia Jackson the whole marriage, because I thought that's what Christian women are supposed to do, because I didn't have nobody to tell me.
Okay, but Al's saying you're supposed to take that to your man, and y'all have that conversation.
Well, I mean, you know, I guess like some of the women that I ran into was like they were kind of afraid to divulge that information because they felt like maybe this man of God that God has brought in my life, I'm gonna miss the opportunity or whatever because I tell him that, you know, I'm not into that, or if he tells me what he's into or whatever. One particular woman, I told her specifically, now you don't have to do what I tell you. You don't have to listen to anything I say. But you promised this man that you was going to do all this stuff before you married him. And then once you married him, she was like, shoot, like I ain't got to come through, you know, like in other words, he's you know, I'm his wife now, you know, so I should be able to, you know, he just need to understand. I'm like, no, but you were dishonest. You gave him the impression that this type of woman,
But now, Mama, no, this ain't no easy conversation. And I say this to Al too. This ain't no easy conversation to get into. Like, how do you start the conversation, baby? Listen, I have something to tell you. You know, I love to go to the bathroom, but I don't always like to go to the toilet. What? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That reaction that you just had, that's what I'm saying. That ain't no easy conversation to get into.
The goal wasn't to say, I understand it's not an easy one, but we at least need for you to have a place to go and talk and to discuss some things if you want to. Now, I will agree with Al. If you feel like, all I need to do is keep it in this house, because that's where, it started in this house, stay in this house, and or in this relationship, and I don't need to share it with nobody else, that's fine. But there are a lot of women that all they need to know is that God ain't mad at you if you want it from the back. God ain't mad at you if you want anal sex. God ain't mad at you for that. So you up here making your man go around looking like he could chew bricks and stuff because he want to be with you in a certain type of way. What you need to know that you got the green light from God. So
okay. So do you have the green light for the rose? Like if you're a single woman, do you need to is God like stamped and approved?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. That's the challenge. Because Ron said, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna need you to wear these handcuffs and this mask."
I mean, listen.
In a marriage, I think for sure. This is my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think the conversations of what y'all do, I agree with Al 100% for that. Y'all need to keep that between y'all, because what you really don't want to do is to be telling other women or other men what your spouse is capable of. I think you're literally setting yourself up for failure. Because everybody don't want you to have a happy marriage.
I agree. I'm not saying that you need to let other men know what your wife is capable of or vice versa.
Well, hold on, because I wasn't done. Now, as it relates to single people, I'm not 100% sure how you're supposed to go about that. I'll be honest with you. You can keep it relational, but I know groups get together and they talk, and girls talk and have little parties. And I'll just say this: the grace and the mercy of our God, it extends quite far. Mm-hmm. So I find it very difficult to believe that God is the kind of God that's going to be like, yeah, I was going to let you in, but that one time you was with that rose, you just went too far. So I don't think that's going to be the qualifier to send you to hell. I don't think it will be. I could be wrong. No one knows. But I think God is a little more merciful than that.
And
right?
Also, what I believe is that I ran into plenty of women that would just ask questions. And I appreciate that they ask questions because, like I said, I didn't have nobody to ask the questions to. So it was like, okay, I'm just, and I didn't even know how to approach Lloyd with okay, Lloyd, we talking about getting married. So now, what are you into? I didn't even know the first thing to say because I'm sitting there going, I'm talking to this man of God. How do I come to him and tell him that, this is maybe not that. And, I was afraid also that I got this good man. Do I want to run him away or do I want to make him think that I'm just such a prude that, that ain't nothing finna pop off in here. It's finna be nothing but me toting this Bible. I mean, so it's a conversation. It's a conversation.
Al, okay, so Al, as a married man and now as a single man, how would you approach this conversation? Like, what would you say? Like, would you talk to someone that you're dating, and would you say, "Hey, listen, what are you?"
After a few dates, I see no problem. So, what are you into?
Okay,
that's part of the what are your likes, what are your dislikes? But you've gone a little bit deeper.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I see nothing. I don't think I wouldn't have any hesitation having that conversation.
Okay,
what are you into? What makes you happy? What makes you sad?
Now, what
makes you tingle? I said tingle, not tinkle.
What is Rod talking about? God, baby girl, you cannot start your rose charge. And only thing with the back. See, the noisemakers are on fire tonight. They are on fire tonight.
Who let the dogs out?
So I found something interesting on USA Today. There's an interesting article.
No, Al didn't. You know what?
There's an interesting article that came out 2 days prior to this was released actually, and they said questions to ask before becoming exclusive. And one of the questions was, are you looking for sex or are you looking for intimacy? And the reason, and then they underline that there is a difference between the two. There's a big difference between sex and intimacy. And I would agree with that. And by the way, I think that is a fair, real, and honest question because you need to know what a person wants in this situation. Because the rules have changed. Let's be clear. The rules have changed societally. And societally, go ahead, Al, go ahead.
Just real quick, I believe it was at one of the VNR supper clubs. That whole group of women was talking about they want somebody to blow their back out.
I remember that one.
I do remember that episode, yes. And I think that is more in alignment with societal shifts because I think there are more women that would want that experience than just, I think more women believe in having that opportunity than they believe in the long-term fairy tale anymore. I think the fairy tale is shifting away because of the belief of the imperfect man. There's no such thing as a perfect man, which, by the way, there's never been a perfect man thing. That's always been a societal myth. Right, or a woman. That's always been a societal myth, though TV and magazines and movies have tried to portray that person exists. It's not real. It's never been real. It's never been true. But I think the challenge is we have now, I heard a doctor, I can't remember her name, but she was on the Breakfast Club this morning. She said that what she sees as the danger of the Rose or the Tracy's dog or whatever sex toy you're into is that it's pushing us further and further away from actual intimacy
and sexual communication.
Right. So she's saying that's the real danger because we keep eroding human contact from social media to sex toys. We keep shifting human contact and pushing it further and further away, and to the point where we're almost at the point where we don't need each other at all.
Why when you can put on
those ocular,
I didn't want to call a particular name because there's totally a VR mask,
right?
Grab you a pleasure toy
and pretend to be somebody else,
and have your own experience that way. It's so there's some merit to what Trina said, because I think the danger is, let's be honest, no man has the skill set
of electricity
of an electrical thing that can move 20, 30, 40 miles per hour, whatever it is. I don't know how fast the thing moves, but we don't have that. We don't have that skill set. We don't have that I can go all night and all day as long as you change the battery skill set. We're not built. We're humans. We're not built that way. So it's just a different society has shifted, and it's a different place that we live in now. And
you have to have the conversation. You have to talk. You have to. I mean, we can try to avoid it or whatever. And I hate to, put my sign in the sand about, in regard to the church, but I just seen so many marriages suffer because you don't have the conversation about what it is you do like, or you ain't even up to it. You didn't already talk about what you ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna. Okay, but you're talking about this person gonna be with you forever.
Before you get to the marriage, and I know you're advocating for marriages, and I get that, but I think there's a step before you get to that, and that is the self step. You got to decide within yourself maybe some boundaries before you ever get to that place. And maybe there's some hard line things that you put in place and say, listen, marriage or no marriage, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. Because this is a tricky conversation. Tricky conversation. But I would imagine on a date, you gotta have these hard line conversations about when you get to the fourth or fifth date or whatever. Now you really feeling him, she's really feeling you. Y'all sitting there having a conversation, going, okay, let's talk about some things real quick. Like, well, let me ask y'all. I'm gonna change the way I was gonna do that. I was gonna say some things, but I'm gonna ask this question, and I'll start with Al. Do you want to know past and present so you can start understanding the future?
You're gonna have to go in more detail. You talking about her sexual history?
Yeah, because that's going to influence her preferences.
But knowing her history is not going to alter what pleases her, what makes her happy.
It might.
Not if she's honest. She's going to tell me. I can know what makes her happy, what turns her off. It may be because of a past relationship, but I don't need to know that. All she needs to say is, hey, I don't like this. Or, hey, this is what gets me going. I don't need to know her history.
I see, and that's where I would disagree with you. Because if she says to you, Al, listen, I'm letting you know now. I like it all. I like the men's. I like the women's. I would love to invite some people in. I've done that in the past. Other men have not had a problem with it. Do you have a problem with it?
That's the conversation. I don't need to know, hey, I had 3 men at this, once upon a time.
Now, you don't want them type of details.
That's what I'm saying. I don't need to know the history, and I can still have a conversation about what makes her happy.
Right. Yeah, I hope, and that's why I wanted to clarify, because I want everybody to understand. Some people can handle the history, other people cannot. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how many people can handle the history, because we say we can handle the history until we hear it, and then we go, I sure hate I asked.
That's what Kyrie said in the chat.
Okay, all right. Ron said, I want to know the likes and the dislikes. I don't want to know names and listen.
That don't help my relationship with you any better. If anything, it kind of irritates me.
Andy Bruce said that face Al made for sure. Listen, but now, are you prepared? Then let's get into that conversation. Are you prepared for those likes? The other part, you got to make a decision once you hear that. Like if she says, listen, I need you to be open to, I'm not saying it's an open relationship, because I'm not saying I'm all willy-nilly, but I am saying from time to time, I got some girlfriends that be down for whatever. So we can bring them on in and have a good time and whatever. Now, you as a man, you gotta ask yourself some tough questions at that point.
That ain't just as a man. That's a tough questions as a woman.
Well, I agree with that too, but I can't speak for the woman's perspective. I can only speak for the man.
Okay, well then, as a man or a woman, that those are questions that you might be confronted with, but you do have a hard decision to make. Am I getting ready to open myself up to stuff that I don't want? That's not something that I'm into.
And does that make you?
Is it a deal breaker?
Right? Is that a deal breaker? Is that a bad? It doesn't make you. It doesn't make you. See, that's the thing, man. There's a question that I want to ask, and it's a weird question, but I think it's the right question.
Mm.
I'm a huge fan of sex. Huge fan. What is too far?
It depends on the individual.
To the pleasure.
We had that conversation. There's nothing too far between two people. They set their own boundaries.
Listen.
Easy. That's an easy answer. I don't know why you're struggling with that.
I'm struggling with it because
what?
We can easily lie to ourselves and say, oh, I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to have any experience. I'm willing to bring anybody in and use this thing and jump off the cliff and dive into it. And we say that, but the truth of the matter is that real, or is that just some psychological psych out that we tell ourselves?
That's irrelevant, because now you have to deal with the consequence. Now you have to deal with the consequences of your lie if you lie to yourself. But still, there's no boundary between two people. Now you can lie and say there's no boundary, but that's you.
Really
You have to deal with the consequence of your lie. You lied to yourself. Now you played yourself.
But then that brings up a whole nother thing. Like you, okay. Let me go. Are
you trying to?
I think what I'm trying to say without saying it, but now I think people they're willing. They're lying to themselves. And some of these great sexual experiences that they're having, or I'm just willing to do whatever. Okay, but why?
Just to say you did?
Why? Because I think the key to the whole thing is knowing your why. You can do whatever you want to do, but why? What's the reason of doing it? I just want to be pleased by. It goes back to what's old girl from House Party, AJ Saunders.
Yeah, I knew you were.
When she said, I just wanted to be pleased by two men. But why? Like,
so she could say she did.
But why? Like, I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? And maybe, listen, your why ain't my why. So
that's no different than why guys feel like they need to have some menage a trois.
Is that just guys? I thought we just discussed that AJ.
Right, AJ.
I'm saying it's the same. It's the same thing. It guys be talking, but in my opinion, guys talk about it more than girls.
But is that people lying to themselves when the truth is, like, it really is to me is a fascinating question, because I think we can convince ourselves of just about anything if we want to, but that doesn't mean in the core of our being that's really what we want.
Right. I mean, I'm convinced myself that Kelly Rowland wants me, but she just can't figure out how to get away from her husband.
And while I support your dream now, and I think that's my point. I think you really made my point for me. I think we can convince ourselves of whatever we want to convince ourselves of, but is what we're trying to convince ourselves in alignment with the reality that is our lives, or the road to our true happiness. Ron says, why try new food? Why test drive a new car? Let's try this new position. Let's try this new position.
Listen, sir.
Listen, you can do, again, in this world that we live, where God has granted us all free will, you can do whatever it is you want to do.
Whatever you like.
Do whatever you like. That is real. That is honest. That is true. But I do think for health, for mental, emotional, maybe even spiritual and psychological health, you should ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? Carisha said, I was just drunk and we got caught up and he did it and I liked it. If that's enough why for you, then okay, I guess that's your why. But is there ever going to be, because see, here's the other side of this. She has a very young daughter who will grow up and one of two things is going to happen to this young lady. Either she's going to grow up with a high level of sexual liberation, or she's going to grow up and say, oh my God, my mom embarrassed the shit out of me. Because the internet is forever.
Yeah, that ain't how she's living her life right now. She's YOLO.
Well, chances are, the way society's going, she's going to grow up and say, man, my mama was lit.
She was lit like this. Well,
nope.
Y'all know the same. It's an interesting juxtaposition, I think. It's
yeah.
Because I don't think this generation cares right now about the backlash. Like, they don't consider the long-term effects of the statement or the action.
Mr. Noise, I must interrupt. You know, we didn't either.
Ooh, Mama Noise, preach the truth like you preach it.
We didn't either.
We didn't either.
The only problem is, the only thing now is that there's not receipts. Now we got internet, video, recorders, you know.
Mama Noise, you're so right. Ooh, because I was sitting here saying, well, no, there was some times I considered the future, but in totality, you are 1,000% correct. We didn't either.
We didn't either. So I wouldn't be able to say this generation, but so
to come down on them is not fair.
It's really not fair because the truth is, you ain't got all the receipts, Ron. I'm saying that there are, you know, people like, oh yeah, I have a picture that you was there, but you ain't got the pictures, you ain't got the receipts. See, I'm saying that we are hard on this generation, and the truth is, we don't. Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have that attitude because we absolutely was doing the exact same thing. It's just either people wasn't there, you know, or we older now, ain't nobody had the receipts or whatever now. But I mean, we was doing the same thing.
You're right, Mama Noise, because the only difference is that they're living it out loud.
That's right.
That's the only difference. They're living it in a way that is louder than we lived it. But
oh my gosh,
they say there's nothing new under the sun.
That's what the Bible says.
That's what the Bible say. The Bible say ain't nothing new under the sun. All right, we just wanted to bring this to y'all tonight because it's a fascinating second circumstance. Again, go to YouTube and it's the Carisha Please interview on Revolt TV. What you say, Al? Don't go. Don't do it.
I mean, listen.
Fold some laundry, clean some windows, and find another way to spend an hour and a half.
It's a long thing. Okay. Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver, after being beat Saturday night by my New York Giants, decided that he was gonna go home and spend some time and watch Twitter and just, you know, unwind. Because you know, sometimes you just want to get your mind right. And so he stumbled upon a new sport.
Oh no.
That is, I guess, out and I guess sweeping the interwebs and internets. And so this is his viewing and take on sport in real time.
Nah, this some crazy shit right here. They right here smacking the shit out of each other. Watch this right here. Oh my gosh. There's some new shit on TV. Oh shit.
You know, knock the equilibrium off.
Oh my
And then there was a
gosh.
girl. That girl, I'm so sorry I smacked it down. I'm so sorry.
Look at Joe, they trying to get the famous shit off the smacking the shit out of somebody. Oh, she talking that big shit. This was Joe right here saying he gonna get the famous. Let me see something. Let me see what Joe got. Hold up. Joe got the big forearm. He do the right amount of curls or something.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs for his commentary.
He ain't really bringing no power with the right there to do it. Let me see. Oh. All right, tighten up. Yeah, all right. Oh, they gotta check in what hand they. Let me see. Get your leg back.
Oh,
You'll say you're getting famous. Oh, whoa! Get it together. Get it together. All right. Those ain't gonna get famous off me. All right. I'm giving you the platform.
His face is swollen. Look at his face.
Yeah. Oh!
Got him.
Come on, get up. Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig. Get up. Get up, Craig. Said he was going.
So there it is. That's the new sport. It's called power slapping.
Well, you know, it's not really new.
Oh, it's not new. Okay.
No, they've been having competitions like that for many years.
But it's just not
there's
getting on
actually a
TV.
meme out there. You remember the movie where the little kids were in the cave? The
Goonies?
Goonies.
Yeah.
Remember how that one dude looked?
Yeah.
There's a guy that gets slapped. So
I saw
hard.
that. I actually saw that one.
Yeah, and his face instantly swelled up like it was about to explode. So I don't look for this to last very long because there's going to be some tragedies, unfortunately.
I don't understand. Okay, so you know me, y'all. I like to think about the micro and then the macro of the moment. So I'm watching this and I'm saying, that's what, you know what, Anthony Bruce, you are under the impression. Look what Anthony Bruce said, y'all. He is under the impression that we won't savage his ass. No.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
Come on. Ike Turner started it. Come on, man. Okay. There seems to be, this is my opinion, no limitation to what people are willing to do to make money or to become famous. Because how are you, first of all, how do you discover that you have this skill set? Like, what are you doing where you said, man, you know what? I'm really good at slapping the shit out of people. I think I should turn professional. Like, I should become a professional shit slapper. Like, I should really lean in on this skill and this ability that I have inside of me. I'm just trying to understand. Y'all help me understand. Why are we so willing to do whatever it takes to become famous? Mama Noise? Why are we, do you have an answer?
It's tragic that this is where we are now. That smacking a person is entertainment. That person's equilibrium was knocked off kilter, if you will, is why they were stumbling and carrying on, because, you know, face exploding and stuff like that. It is a that's a part of it. This your brain. You know what I'm saying? We're not factoring in. This ain't no helmets, ain't no, you know, there's no gear to protect you. I mean, there are all kinds of things that could happen, all because you want to be a part of a sporting event and show that you know, you got the
average prize money for a single tournament, the most money that power slapper, they're called power slappers, has made to this point is $3,700.09.
That's not enough money. That's not enough money. You know, we always threaten, you know, by saying, you know, in the past, you know, we would say things like, I'm gonna slap the taste out of your mouth. You know, I'm gonna do this kind of slapping or whatever. We make jokes about it, but $3,000 is not enough to. I believe that there's some people that have, like Al said, I agree with Al. Somebody is going to get seriously injured. Like, and Anthony Bruce is finishing my sentence, is that your hearing, your sight, all those things are affected. Yeah. Depending on how wide the slap, if it gets over your earlobes or whatever, then that's your hearing. And then right there next to your eyes, that's your eyes. So, I mean,
all it's going to take is the cup of that hand to hit that ear, shatter that eardrum, cause leakage, brain swelling. So,
well, you know,
I suspect it won't last long. But there's been, what do they call it? What is it? Black market? It ain't black market, but
Underground
competitions like that going on for years, many years.
Well, speaking of that, you know, Dana White was scheduled on July the 11th to debut on TBS a UFC promoted power slap league. And because of him slapping his wife, TBS pulled the plug, or they delayed it rather. They're still considering canceling the show. And as of right now, I think they're still in maybe we should go ahead and just cancel this thing mode right now. And I think it was supposed to debut 2 days ago on TBS on January 18th. Which I don't know who wants to see this, but I guess I don't personally. I'm good with power slap. I don't want to see no more of that. That's wild to me.
But are we teaching?
Let me stop you right there, and I'm gonna say this exactly how they feel it. They don't give a damn about what this does to kids.
But you said it was the Dana White dude. Ain't that his name, Dana White? What?
Yeah.
What was it that happened to his wife?
He slapped her on a vacation.
I'm saying, if you now have
new show.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Al said he was promoting his new show, which it's gonna be hard not to give Al a button.
Damn. If you're telling people that there's competition to do this.
And you can make a whopping $5,000.
And so you like, okay, well, I need to get my practice in. So now we got people going up, slapping the taste out of people's mouth because they saying I'm in training. You know, I'm trying to get ready so I can be one of these guys and make me some money.
You know, that's a good point, Mama Noise, because you can't just show up at the power slap match without having practice. You're gonna have to practice on something or somebody. And it just feels like we're willing to do everything and anything to entertain and for money. We're running out of quality content. So now we're going to the worst elements of ourselves.
The worst elements of shock TV.
Yeah, let's be violent towards one another. People are like that.
And we'll pay you to be violent to each other. It's enough. That's what, and matter of factly, even though RIP to the guy who started World Star, that's what his thing was, is I got to catch, catch some type of crazy content, something happening right now, or I got to, videotape it, stream it live, and got people going around, World Star, and all that so that we could see the shock streaming live.
Well, it's quite fascinating to see what's going on with this whole thing. So anyway, okay, I think that's all the.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Mama Noise.
Did anyone see am I behind on the times that Alec Baldwin was being dubbed guilty for?
Well, not guilty, charged. He was charged. Yeah.
2 counts. Involuntary manslaughter. Or 2 counts of 2 charges, but it can't be manslaughter because only one of them died.
Well, no, it is. One of them is involuntary manslaughter. I think they're both involuntary. Yeah, it's 2 counts of involuntary.
Only one died. You can't get manslaughter for somebody who didn't die.
Well, that's what they're charging.
Attempted manslaughter? Is it 2 counts of attempted manslaughter?
Let me get into the weeds, and I will give you a more definitive answer. He will be charged with.
Right, Kyrie.
Oh no. There will be 2 charges of involuntary manslaughter. He's being charged, and the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed.
Oh, that's right. And then the other person pled. The other person accepted a plea and going to testify against them too.
Oh wow!
That's the girl who's supposed to have.
There was a man. The girl is being charged, but there was a man who also handled the gun, who was a prop person. They accepted a plea deal, and they are going to testify against Alec and the other armorer.
Russell, he said that's the new show that's coming out. Breaking news. I
wonder if the OGs from Detroit gonna show up for them power slap competition.
Heck, the pimps. It'll be the pimps. It'll be the pimps episode.
Listen, coming to BET, Pimp Slap.
Where's my money?
The league.
That's what the cartoon said. The show, he said, "You been out here all day and you didn't get but $100."
Mama, no, I'm gonna get back to your story real quick. My only thing about this whole story, it's hard for me to fathom that Alec Baldwin would take a loaded gun and fire it at somebody purposely. Because isn't that what manslaughter is? Like, I don't know. I'm just, he said
involuntary manslaughter, which basically is saying your actions accidentally caused the death of someone.
Well, his actions did, but there were actions.
But was the negligence on him?
Absolutely
not.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, Al.
Because as an actor, now see where they're looping this all in is he was not only the actor, but he was the producer. So he has responsibility over the individuals that handle the props. So that's how they're looping him in. Now, as an actor, he can clearly say, it's not my job to know that, which is what he's stating, that he hires people to handle that. And apparently one of the individuals, unfortunately, it's the one that accepted the plea, declared that it was a cold prop on set, which is saying a prop gun, unloaded or no live rounds, cold gun or whatever on set. So,
but
everyone at that point assumes that it's a prop. So,
but saying that he is responsible, to me, this is just my opinion, is the equivalent of saying that if somebody trips over an electric cord, that it's his fault, not the gaffer's fault. The gaffer is in charge of the electrical equipment on the stage. So,
but honestly, Lloyd, let's dig a little deeper.
Yeah,
let's pull the curtain back. You have a conservative district attorney attacking a liberal,
a very vocal liberal,
and that's what this is.
Yeah.
So, are they going to find a jury to convict him? I doubt it very seriously. Will this even go all the way through trial? I doubt it very seriously. Now, when you have one of the great legal minds like Alan Dershowitz, saying that this is, a far stretch. So
I just don't understand how the gun got loaded in the first place and why that isn't the focal point of the conversation.
Yeah,
because it
how
doesn't matter.
Got in that gun,
right? That's the real mystery.
Yeah,
who fired the gun is anybody could have fired that gun.
He says he didn't fire the gun, but there are witnesses saying that he absolutely discharged that gun, and there's no way. There are experts saying that there's no way that weapon could have fired unless the trigger was actually pulled. So it's not going to be cut and dry.
No,
I just don't think that.
I agree with you. I just, this doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. No. But the noise is going to be so loud that it's probably going to spill over into the next presidential election.
You got an unknown DA trying to make a name for herself,
and he will.
It's a woman.
Oh, she will. She will. I mean, it's she'll get her 15 minutes and try to parlay that into some attorney general position or Senate position or state Senate position or whatever.
Or she's going to be the next Gloria Allred.
Yeah. Well, she's probably that right now. This feels real Gloria Allredish right now. All right. I guess we only got a couple more stories, Mama Noise, unless Al's got some stuff that I didn't bring up. I don't know if I want to talk about this one. Kim Kardashian hates Kanye's new wife's pictures. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't even enter.
Okay. She probably hates your pictures and your face. So there you go.
She still got you and
in all actuality, she said she don't like herself because they're almost gone.
Right. They look exactly, and she's using your playbook. So I don't understand why you can, self-hate is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that's probably it, guys. We got a unless you got something else, Mama Noise.
Well, I just wanted to mention also, in case you weren't aware, yesterday was National Popcorn Day. So we recommend that you check out Popcorn World at doingtheworldofflavor.com and use the code NOIZ and get your 20% off discount.
There you go.
They doing big things.
Today is use your Christmas gift card day.
What?
Didn't know that existed.
Use your Christmas gift card. Is that a thing?
Well, I heard it on the radio.
Because people will get gift cards for Christmas and just put them in a drawer.
And they're lost forever. And some gift cards have expiration.
That's true. That's true. Right. I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
I didn't either. I haven't even looked it up to see if it's real. I heard it on the radio.
Even if it's not, I'm gonna use all my gift cards.
I'm sure you are, Mama Noise. I'm sure you are. I
don't like the way you said it.
So what else? I guess that's it. Again, this is a big sports weekend. I'm letting the noisemakers know in advance. Now, I will not allow the game to disrupt Uncorked Wine. I will be professional.
But all this testosterone around me ain't none of y'all.
I will. I will be very professional.
Ain't nobody gonna have one eyeball on ESPN.
Oh, I didn't say that. I will absolutely have one eyeball. We play 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. So yeah. We got the late game tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I'll be glancing over all night long until the game is over.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But it'll be over. We'll be in right around the third or fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, right when the show starts. So it won't be on that much longer than we're on. So I think we'll be all right. But now I won't lie to you, y'all. If we somehow pull this off.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. What's your confidence level for Sunday's game, Al?
Same
for your Cowboys.
Confidence level's been for the last 18 weeks. 50-50.
50-50. Yeah.
I mean, if they show up, they got a good chance to beat anybody in the league. They have the tools. They have the personnel to do it on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Now, do they execute? Not all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's where the whole entire playoffs is at, if I'm being honest. There is really, other than maybe Kansas City, and even that's not necessarily a lock. But there's no game this weekend where you can definitively say one team or another is for sure going to win that game, which is good. That makes it fun. That makes the playoffs really fun. So I'm excited about that. I want to give a shout out to the frat, Ron Carthon, who is now the general manager of the Tennessee Titans. Go mob to you, frat. I'm gonna reach out. We gotta get him on the show. I gotta get him on the show. Show him some love. And also set up my Titan tickets. So that should be interesting. Young cat too, man. Real young cat. So shout out to him for doing big things out here in these streets. All right, Mama, I got nothing else to give y'all. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Enjoy your weekend.
Tomorrow.
Yes, Mama. Oh, that's right. Mama Noise tomorrow is going to lead us with another old school black ass virtual game night. So I hope y'all enjoy that. Mama Noise is good at these game nights. She's getting her and Al. We need to start a show where they host game shows, like they host the show. They're really good at this. So, all right.
Last week was I really enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun. I think this week will be equally as fun. So, all right, that's it, y'all. We love y'all. Have a great, great evening. And we will see y'all tomorrow night for Uncorked Wine.
Peace.